This episode of Kind of Funny Gamescast is brought to you by Blue Apron. Now, Blue Apron, obviously, we've talked a lot about them before. You know, Game Over Greggy himself, Greg Miller, big fan of his show on Instagram, Cooking with Greggy. You can find him on the little hashtags and stuff. He's a big fan of cooking and stuff. Blue Apron, been really helpful with that. Because here's the deal. They send you little recipe sheets, all the things that you need. You can make each meal within 40 minutes or less. Tell me that's not a good deal, Kevin.
It's a great deal.
It is. It is. So here's the deal. They are the #1 fresh ingredient and recipe delivery service in the entire country. It is their goal to make incredible home cooking accessible to everybody. And that includes me. And I can't cook. I haven't used it yet personally, but that's just because I'm just really not into cooking and stuff. But Greg's been loving it. Kev, have you used this?
No, I haven't, but Paula really wants to get it.
Oh, we got to get it for Paula. If she wanted to get it, you can tell her she can check out this week's menu and get her first 3 meals for free with free shipping by going to blueapron.com/gamecast. No S there, just Gamecast. Okay?
Literally every time she asks, I'm like, let's do that.
Okay, good. Let's make her do it. You'll love how good it feels and tastes to cook using Blue Apron. Remember, again, blueapron.com/gamecast. First 3 meals free shipping. We'll get Paula's review soon, and we'll let you know. Till next time, Blue Apron, a better way to cook. Next up, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on April 28th.
Yes.
I don't know if I gotta buy Mario Kart again.
Fuck.
Like I'm going to buy it, but I bought all the
how much you
DLC
played
for
on
the
Wii?
Wii U version.
But how much do you play on Wii U
with it though?
Oh, a lot.
Yeah?
I loved it.
See, that was my thing. Is like I am a Mario Kart fiend.
Right.
I love Mario Kart.
You just didn't have that Wii U experience?
I hate the Wii U. And so it was that I bought it, and then I'd sit there and be like, I'm doing, I fucking hate
Have you used your Wii
all
U
of-
since the Switch?
No,
It's
God,
amazing.
no.
I'm
No.
so
Fucking
actually.
no. You kidding me?
I'm so sorry actually because I said this to somebody else earlier in the week and I made them feel bad for not having a Switch yet. But it's like playing like a VTech like child fucking laptop.
Sure.
It's like the cheapest.
Yeah,
Wii
well,
U
that's
stuff
how
in the
that's how I
world.
always felt with it to begin with. And so that was the thing of just like
I like my Wii U.
cumbersome and weird and like
I do too. I really do.
See, I hated it, and I was talking about it. The last time we used it was at Let's Play Live Chicago, where we did
Right.
we did Mario Kart
Yeah.
Hot Pepper Challenge or whatever. And when I came home, I almost went and put it back on the shelf, and I was like, you know what, fuck you, and I tossed it just on the floor in my closet, and I see it all the time down there. I'm like, I hate you.
That was
I
a
still
good
have mine set up.
That was a good Mario Kart game. That was the best Mario Kart in years.
It totally
It was
was. I
solid.
think Mario Kart 8 is so solid. It's beautiful. It sounds great. It plays great. The courses are awesome.
Brilliant
the
courses.
DLC was like
DLC was like
amazing, impeccable. That's how you should do DLC.
100%. I would have like bought like 5 more packs of
Yep.
that shit. It was
Just
amazing.
buy it again.
And well, that's
I
the
guess I
problem,
will.
is it sounds like there's not too much more coming. Like, I mean,
Dry Bones is in this.
there's
you know,
more
there
characters
you go.
and the battle mode, which is key
Sure.
to this. And it's going to handle multiplayer better. Like
They had a really bad battle mode in the other.
it was really bad.
Hey,
but this is
you're just on the the race course. You're like, what?
Yeah,
They're just
no,
driving
that
around
was
each other.
dumb.
Like, what
Yeah.
the hell's going on?
I'm
Kevin, do me a
excited for
favor.
it.
Open up the Google Calendar right now for Kind of Funny, and make sure that you block out the afternoon of
What day is it?
April 28th.
Is that when
No,
it's
that's the
coming
day after my birthday. But my birthday, I have something else going on in the afternoon. But it'll be my Mario Kart birthday stream where I play the community.
Ooh.
All day, all afternoon long.
That'll be fun. But
out? I will play the shit out of that live. Or,
Come on over.
Not live. I will live.
Okay.
Portable.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, fuck yeah,
I'm
totally.
sorry,
And
one more
and
time.
that's-
What day?
I'm gonna fucking murder you.
April
April
28th.
28th.
The day it comes
after
out.
the.
I'm just double checking so I don't fuck this up.
I just want to come over there and kiss your mouth.
You come and do it, big boy.
You get blue lips.
No, I promised Jenna would stop kissing dudes. Will you please go there? Yeah, block it out after the Kind of Funny morning show all the way to 5 p.m. Joey Noel, work with everyone to make that happen. I don't know how we're gonna. I don't even know how this is gonna work.
But I'm very impressed with Mario Kart 8 Switch because to me it is another example of Nintendo is listening, even though it doesn't seem like they are. Because my biggest problem with Mario Kart 8 on the Wii U was when you played multiplayer, you couldn't have 2-player where one person's on the TV and one person's on the gamepad.
Oh, you're right.
And that was stupid.
Right.
Like that was such an obvious, like, why are we doing split screen?
Because they want a horn. You want the screen to just be a
It's
horn.
giant fucking horn. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's stupid. So with the Switch, I'm happy. Like I've seen commercials that they've played where it is multiple people playing with their own Switches and they have their own screens.
Yeah,
cool.
So I'm
well, that
like,
was one of the
thank
things we had concern about, and then we asked about it on the morning show or whatever, and they said we're fine.
But
So-
like split screen as well if you just play on
And
television.
you could do split screen. You could do. It seems like they're giving you options,
Right.
which is awesome. And also, I feel like already the Switch has the benefit of not having the shit controller problem.
Right.
Like with the Wii U, like I was okay with the gamepad. I know
Sure,
most
you drank the
people
Kool-Aid.
but I didn't.
Stockholm syndrome. You're like, well, this is what it is, guys.
No,
this
man,
is how
it
it
has
is.
big buttons. The D-pad's awesome.
They're always with the big buttons.
I
with this
fucking
kid.
like the buttons.
He talks like he's Andre the Giant.
It
His
feels like
thumbs
a
are
Fisher
huge.
Price toy, but besides that, the buttons and D-pad were great. So the thing is though, like to get my Wii U was a Smash Bros. Machine
Hell yeah.
for the
Right.
most part, right? And that meant I had the 2 GameCube controller adapters, 8 GameCube controllers. I was set, plus the gamepad. But then for Mario Kart, that meant you needed 4 Pro controllers or like nunchucks, and there was too many options for controllers that nobody liked. Whereas with the Switch, now there's a bunch of options for controllers that people do like.
One of those Joy-Cons better than the other one, though.
Oh, but fuck that. I'm not talking about the Joy-Con, like just using that. But at least the Joy-Con grip like controller thing, or having Pro controllers, or playing in handheld mode. I'm like, all right, cool, we can do this.
I mean, jokes aside, in how much I hated my Wii U, right? The reason I think I'm really going to be, I mean, it's the best of both worlds for me in terms of it, because that's exactly what you're saying of, for as much as we travel, as much as I'm playing my Switch right now, it is going to be cool. I'm on a plane. I'm going to get I'm going to 200cc. Let's get everything. Let's unlock everything. And then it'll be, all right, cool. I'm in the office and we have time to go. You want to do a race? And like, okay, cool. And we do a race and Kevin sits over there and pouts because he doesn't have a Switch. Yeah. But we do that. And then it will be, all right, cool. Let's fuck around and do a morning stream, play the kids, or let's go home and I'll do this thing. You know what I mean? Like when there's community game nights for that, I will fucking be all over that because that's something I love to do. Unless you're snaking. No more of the snake.
No more
You're not snaking?
Snake.
I hate that snake. Not Snake Pass.
Yeah.
Remember the old DS version? That was the problem with DS version when you're playing
The
that
online
thing.
got ruined.
Yeah. Don't cheat, everybody.
Yeah,
but again, I'm sure the best friend community we build will be
All
fine.
right, moving on.
All right, sorry.
May 5th, Prey.
Oh, shit.
Fuck yes.
May 5th. That seems way sooner than I thought. For some reason, Prey seemed like a
Bethesda, man, they don't
August,
talk
September
about
game.
games before they come out. They're just like,
brilliant
yo.
strategy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's
so
an-
you've played it.
Yeah.
Nick's played it.
Yeah.
You've done multiple reaction videos. What do you think?
I think it's going to deliver. I think that's another game. Yeah, like because you have to understand, like for me in particular, like sci-fi is so hit or miss with me, and no jokes about space or anything. And where I'm watching that initial trailer they put out when it was just like, all right, Prey's back. Yeah, I was like, all right, this does not. I'm fighting what looked to be little monsters that are hair or whatever. Like I don't care.
Yeah.
This looks dumb. And then when I sat down with Nick and did his Let's Play of it, and it was from the beginning, and it was like, all right, cool, have you seen it from the beginning? Have you watched the
I've
Let's Plays?
intentionally stayed away from them.
I won't spoil stuff,
Yeah.
but it's one of those, you're like, oh, you're in a helicopter and you go up and like the fucking music kicks in, it's like drive music. You're like, oh, fuck, like this is rad. And then there's this huge turn. And you're like, oh, fuck. And it's one of those things like the whole game goes 90 degrees. And you're like,
Right.
whoa, fuck, this is so different and so cool. All right, cool. And then I got to finally play it at PAX East. And playing that, it was like, is it just a one-hit wonder on what they did there? And they're like, no, here's the powers, and you can turn yourself into a fucking fire extinguisher and chase it around follow the bad guy stealthily and then kill him from behind. I'm like, this is awesome. It's doing what I love about BioShock of environmental storytelling. I'm picking up these audio diaries. I'm going through this world trying to figure out what is happening, and then for it all to be, I don't want to spoil it if you don't know anything about it. But I mean, there's like,
the thing is, like, I'm such a fan of like that whole, emergent simulation type thing, which like very few people have tried to do. It seems to be it's solely based within like the post-Looking Glass arcane world, right? Where you've got your Deus Ex, you've got like people like Harvey Smith who are working on then made Dishonored, and then the rest of that team who are based out in Austin who are like working collaboratively on Prey as well. They're one team who are like keeping that dream alive, which is one of the like most beloved subgenres in the world, which is for whatever reason not many people have tried to do it.
It's hard.
It's really
I'm
hard.
sure that's
in
why.
a way, I feel that's why Zelda is so good, because it's an open world version of one of those games.
That's true.
It's a game where you have all of these systems and they don't tell you how to use them, and you figure out emergent ways of utilizing them.
Like Metroid Prime is another example of that type of game.
Whereas what they're doing with Prey, I mean, Prey is not a sequel to Prey. Like, I like the original Prey, Tommy Hawk, Never Forget, but like this is a System Shock. Like, this is a new System Shock. I mean, there is already like 2 other System Shocks getting made, but this is what this feels like. It's another one of these like emergent simulations. And the reason I want to know about it is the same reason I don't look up anything about Zelda.
Sure.
And the reason I think it's going to work is because that studio and the pedigree of people they have working there are all people who worked on the original System Shocks, the original like Deus Exes. One of the leads on this is the guy who designed Invisible War, along with Harvey Smith. I think it's going to be amazing.
The point you brought up 2 games in there that I think are important: Deus Ex and then
System Shock?
Arcane. No,
Or Arcane,
Dishonored. Thank you.
Yeah.
In the way of both those games critically well received. IGN's game of the year is Dishonored 2 or whatever, right? But underperform. They don't find an audience. I think this is going to be a game that I think is better than those games. Personally, from what I've seen, it seems like more attractive. The controls are what you'd expect, which is always a problem with Deus Ex. Like, what the fuck? Where are iron sights? But it's like, I feel like this is going to connect with way more people. I don't think it's going to do Persona numbers. I don't think it's going to be Uncharted numbers. I don't think it's going to be like this huge fucking thing, but I think it's going to be one of those games, especially for Bethesda, that it's like, all right, cool. Here's this game that's this new IP that is this cool thing, and it's going to go somewhere, and we're going to be able to do it. And it's not going to be Dishonored, where everybody's like, oh, that's cool, you made 2.
Right.
Why? Like, I understand you had a fan base. This is going to be a game that people are going to be like, no, this is fucking cool, and it's environmental storytelling, and it's doing different things in terms of a narrative.
Dishonored had this weird problem, I think, where like those games are amazing, and the people who love them really, really love them. But I think it had like there's a lot to be said for the style of your game, and I think it has an amazing style. I love how that game looks, but it's not the most inviting. It's not like, there's a reason they make RPGs, they tend to make them fantasy because people like fantasy. But there wasn't really any like familiarity in the world of what Dishonored was. That used to be the case for the dark space opera thing. People never made those, and then Dead Space came out, and then suddenly people were like, oh fuck, we can make these dark space games, and then 1,000,001 of them came through with like first-person shooters with aliens and all these other ones, right? But we haven't had one of those in a while. In fact, Mass Effect has come out and reminded us that we haven't had a good space game in quite a while. So if they nail that and make this like incredible simulation type experience, then like this could very easily be like another Doom, like Bethesda again fucking taking another game and making arguably the best version of it,
I should dial it back.
I know, right?
I said it won't do Persona numbers. I'm negating the fact that Persona is on one platform and not on multiple platforms, so there's something to be said for that.
PC credit are going to eat prey up.
Yeah, exactly. And with good reason, man. That game's going to be really fucking cool, I think.
Then next up, Injustice 2, May 16th. That's another one where it's just like the NetherRealm, Mortal Kombat, and Injustice. Like people really love those games, and it seems like they have kind of listened to their audience in a way that a lot of fighting games seem to not be doing. I mean, Capcom obviously are the kings of the fighting game world, whether it's Marvel vs. Capcom, Street Fighter, and any of that stuff. But and they have what they have going for them. But the fact that NetherRealm has taken Mortal Kombat and turned it into this thing that, like, to this day on IGN, like even when we were there, any Mortal Kombat trailer would outperform anything besides Grand Theft Auto 5.
Same at GameSpot,
Like, it's just crazy. A character reveal trailer would like get millions and millions and millions of views, and Injustice is the same way.
That's the weird thing when people hit me up like, oh my God, did you see the new Supergirl trailer? I'm like, what the hell? Why do you? It's like, that's awesome. No, I mean, I'm not a fighting game guy, but I mean, like, it's so weird to have people talk about like nerdy ass DC shit, but coming at me and be like, oh my God, did you see how this guy fucking fights?
But then you get all the comic blogs and the film blogs doing the exact same thing because they're using the fiction, and they're like, oh, what an interesting way they're going to use it.
Well, I mean, Injustice was so interesting because not only was the first game good, and I can't, I'm speaking from outside of looking in. I played Injustice. I'm terrible at fighting games.
Right.
They're just not my bag. But I played through it because I wanted to see the story unfold. And not only did I do that, then I went back and I read up until incredibly recently the Injustice ongoing series, right? Because like, this is nerdy inside baseball comic book bullshit, but like, Injustice Year One, or whatever you want to call it, was phenomenal, and it was written by Tom Taylor, and that's where Tom Taylor exploded. Now he does, all new Wolverine. He of course did the Deep. He did a Superior Iron Man. Like, Tom Taylor like made his mark with Injustice, and I remember, I'll never forget being at IGN at the time when some other website that wasn't like you got a GameSpot or like whoever, it was like some other website shit all over Injustice because it like opens with like, oh man, and Superman gets tricked into killing Lois Lane, but it's really he thinks he's killing Doomsday, but he kills Lois Lane, and then he kills the Joker, and like they were making fun of him like, motherfucker, you don't read comics. This is all awesome. This is all fantastic. This is what comics should be, taking what you know and twisting it and varying it. And like, that's where I struck up a friendship with Tom Taylor. And like, that was so good that not only did the brand in the video game does so well, the brand has gone on forever. Like, they're making new Injustice comics that are going into this, that the Injustice comics never stopped. And it's like, holy fucking shit, to get to year 2 now, or Injustice 2. Insane.
Yeah. So yeah, May 16th. So that's a game that feels like it's been forever.
Yeah. My worry about that is that NetherRealm have also put out, like, they've been pretty consistent with these, and I'm worrying, is there a burn happening here in the same way you get with like lots of these, like with music games or like with anything, right? Like after a certain amount of,
well, that was always the thing with like Mortal Kombat and granted, Mortal Kombat's always been around.
Yeah.
But it felt like it took longer breaks, right?
Yeah.
Whereas now it is like Mortal Kombat, Injustice, Mortal Kombat.
Yes.
It's
alternating in this sort of biannual way, which, like, for instance, like same as you, actually, opposite of you, I'm not a huge comic book fan, but I played Injustice in that very similar way where I wanted to play it through. I wasn't playing competitively or doing anything like that. But it was also one of these games like MK that you could bring out at a party and wasn't so difficult for people to play first time, like in the way the Street Fighter is.
Well, that's always been Mortal Kombat's strength, right? Even if you can't do a fatality, you can have a battle where you
just hit
no quarter
buttons and fun,
circles.
cool
Just
shit happens.
Exactly, yeah. You just hit pause and the fatalities are fucking right there. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they have a benefit in the fact that, Street Fighter was such a lemon when it got launched, but they seem to have papered over some of those cracks now, and people are back into playing it online, at least in the competitive stuff. I think this might be the year you get that burn where like people like me don't bite on the.
That's a great point. Yeah, I mean, like if a code comes my way, I'm gonna go home and play it and see what the story's all about. But if not, I'm not probably gonna seek it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
I'll keep reading All New Wolverine by Tom Taylor.
Then Fire Emblems.
Oh yeah, we saw Logan right away. Oh, it's great.
Logan's great.
There's a review up on YouTube.com.
Have you not seen it?
No.
Oh, you need to see it. You should just leave and just go watch.
Sure.
We'll pause the content. We should all go.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Do you need another beer?
Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia.
Let's get the Irish guy drunk.
May 19th.
We're all right there with you.
I'm good, Kev. I don't need another one. May 19th on the 3DS. We talked about this in the morning show a couple days ago. Fire Emblem Shadows of Valentia. It's the remake of Fire Emblem 2 from the NES, now on the 3DS. I love Fire Emblem so much. This is a game that like I almost don't even want to touch it. I feel like we've had too much Fire Emblem.
Right.
Where Fates last year, I loved it, and like 2 years before that, there was Awakening, and that's one of my favorite Fire Emblem games.
Just that mobile game came out.
And Fire Emblem Heroes, which for the time I spent with it, I really liked it. It sucks that I can't play it on a plane because there's no internet.
Right.
Like you can't play without internet. But I thought they did a great job of mobilizing that game and making the gameplay of it fun. But with this, I didn't have a good time with Shadow Dragon when they remade Fire Emblem 1 on the DS, because it just felt kind of archaic. Like I feel like Fire Emblems came so far, and they added some of the newer stuff, but it still felt like they were shoving the new gameplay elements in to what was pre-existing. And with this, it's a similar thing where they're adding the third-person dungeon crawling. I'm like, I don't want that, and especially like I don't want to play my 3DS anymore. Like. I have my Switch. Yeah. I like my Switch.
That's good because Nintendo don't want you playing your 3DS either.
I mean, it sounds like they do for now, just because they know there's an install base, and that totally makes sense. It's unfortunate that I need to wait till next year. Well, that's the other thing. They've already announced.
I gotta get me one of him.
Fire Emblem Warriors for Switch and 3DS coming out at the end of this year. Totally different style game, so it doesn't matter. But then next year is Fire Emblem, the proper Switch version. So I'm like, I can wait. You know, I can play there. So I think it'll do well. People really like Fire Emblem. There's a lot of 3DS owners, so I think it'll sell well. But I mean, I don't think it's going to review that great. I imagine it'll get 7.5s around that.
Okay. I have no feedback on this.
Me neither. I'm sorry.
I love Fire Emblem.
Not where I'm at.
Tekken 7, June 2nd.
Oh God, Jesus!
Whoa!
Finally.
Yeah.
Like this is definitely one of those games that's like they've been talking about forever.
Wait. So Injustice 2 and Tekken 7 are coming out how far away from each other?
What, a month?
We are looking at half a month, 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's fucking too close. I don't know.
I mean, but then different audiences.
For
People buying Tekken at this point, they're buying Tekken. You know, like you got the
Who's
Tekken.
buying Tekken at this point?
Great
The guys
question.
buying Tekken at this point are the guys that have the arcade things in their house.
Right.
Like this Tekken is
Like nothing against Tekken. Like, but I don't.
Like you're talking shit.
I'm not
It does
talking
sound
shit
like
about
he's talking
Tekken.
shit about Tekken, doesn't it?
I have no affinity for Tekken. I'm sorry. But like, I just don't know where the group is who wants to.
Where the
go on
hardcore Tekken fans
There's
are?
just been a lot of Tekken disappointments over the years.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah,
I feel
definitely.
like they're not, like I'm not. I just saw Sonic flash up on the screen. I'm not saying it's the same as that, but like they haven't. They've had some ups and downs in a way that I feel like Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter at least have stabilized well over the past 5 years.
That's the thing. Yeah, I mean, Mortal Kombat had some lows.
Totally. And so
then
did Street Fighter.
Oh yeah, exactly.
But
then
you
it
know.
came back and it had highs. You know, but Street Fighter, at least the core series. I mean, up until 5, having some mistakes. But
And they've sort of. I feel like that boat is maybe doing okay.
it's
now.
it's finally fixing itself over time. But yeah, I don't Tekken's a weird one. Love Tekken 3 a lot.
That's the thing about Tekken. I feel like everybody has a Tekken like in a story.
I think it's always Tekken 3. Though.
Really?
It's Tekken 3 or Tekken Tag.
I was gonna say Tekken Tag
because there was a
Tournament's the
launch
one.
title for a PS2.
Right,
so
exactly.
It had that.
But that's the thing is like that's honestly one of the last times I ever thought about Tekken. Tekken's are those games that come and go, and you don't even pay attention.
So maybe there is that big passionate community, and none of us are tapped into it.
The fighting game community is one of the most rabid communities, and they have their games that they play, and they fucking love them. And Tekken is definitely in that echelon. So Tekken 7,
sure,
June 2nd.
Yoshimitsu,
Yoshi,
coming at you.
I'm the Eddie Gordo guy.
Different Yoshi.
All right, then Elder Scrolls Online Morrowind coming June 6th. Obviously not.
Both of those games are already out. Morrowind came out in like 1999.
Why did they combine these two old games into one game? Weird.
Yeah, so
I always feel bad for ESO. Because it was one of those.
That game is doing all right.
I know, but no. Great point.
Bethesda are doing all right.
Raving review.
Great point. No, it was always that leading up to this game, ESO. I was always playing, and I'm like, I'm gonna play the shit out of this. I'm gonna be all over this. And then they did the Greg Miller Achilles heel of like, well, it's coming on PC and PS4 will be down the line.
Right.
And I was like, oh, and I tried playing it on PC, and I'm like, I just can't do it. I'm sorry, I'll wait for PS4. And then by the time PS4 got there, it was whatever the hell else was there. And I was like, well, no, I'm playing this up. I think it might have been, was it Witcher? Or there was some other giant RPG that finally got there. And I'm like, I already got the giant open world RPG I need to play. I don't want to go through and do this. And it's not, the MMO part didn't get me. But every time something like this happens, and the fact that, it's doing fine. A lot of people are playing it.
It's weird. There's a couple of we've had a couple of MMOs this generation that have gone from total shitstorms to doing really well. I mean, Final Fantasy 14 online, when A Realm Reborn basically reset that game, completely turned into something new.
What a gamble, right? And it actually worked, yeah.
Same thing happened with ESO. Tamriel Unlimited was basically their way of just fixing it entirely. And then Warframe, I feel as well, was a game that at least had a development hell for a while. Sure. Launched on a sort of okay, and now has been doing incredibly well for that team. So, I don't know. You make expansions for games that are successful.
Exactly.
If you have an MMO that's working, you keep making content for it. I think the fact that there's more stuff coming out for this shows that
there's an audience there for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
They should have had a Morrowind expansion pack for Skyrim, though, because apparently that landmass was in the game.
Sons of
there was
bitches.
nothing
God
in there.
damn it, Pete Hines, you son of a gun.
Get on it. Next topic.
What? Mr. Shifty is somehow, I think, coming out somewhere in there, wasn't it?
Mr. Shifty?
There's no confirmed release date for Mr. Shifty.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm putting it out there.
I only talked about the games that had confirmed release dates between now and E3. Hope you enjoyed that episode of Kind of Funny Gamescast. For more Kind of Funny Games content, click right there to subscribe. For more just fun content like the morning show, click right there to subscribe to Kind of Funny. Or support us on Patreon here, or check out some videos there.
Give it a little wiggle.